What drives a king to expand his rule to the very edge of the unknown? Why are his people willing to sacrifice their livelihoods and even their lives for a ruler who sits on an ivory throne? The legends of our ancestors and the greatness they achieved drives us forward. All in Asia have heard of the great Srivijaya Empire, a grand power of the past that ruled all of the Indonesian islands. We dream to one day surpass these legends. In our culture, we hold the cancel, a tiny mouse deer, the highest among the animals. Foreigners laugh mockingly at our reverence for such a benign creature, but they know nothing of the cancel's heart. Despite its unimpressive appearance, the cancel can overcome any obstacle and defeat much larger adversaries through sheer cunning. Its bravery is like that of no other animal. Our people are like the cancel. Our enemies underestimate and mock us, but we will show them our true spirit. For that reason, the story of our empire's founder, Arya Wiraraja, is revered among our people. When faced with a Mongol invasion, he built an empire from a tiny village.
Both the Kadiri and the Mongols consider me insignificant. I will show them what I am capable of. Conquer as many villages as you can and defeat their petty armies in the field. Only then will they realize the mistake they have made and recognize me as their superior.
The Mongols and Kadiri have been fighting quite intensely, and everywhere there is abandoned equipment to be found. We can use it to hasten our military advancements.
Tape, maju. Yasaku ka Baginda. Aku pengerti. Maju. Ya Baginda. Aku pengerti.
This dense jungle cannot provide supplies for
Ya
many
Baginda.
people.
Angkat
Luckily,
senjata.
conquering enemy villages will help us support a larger population.
Tape, maju. Angkat senjata. Aku Marwat. Aku pengerti. Ya Baginda. Apa syasananya Baginda? Ya Baginda.
The enemy of our enemy
pengerti.
is our friend. What do you think of making an
Aku
alliance
Marwan.
against Kadiri?
Ya Baginda. Aku Marwat.
So we are friends for now.
Aku pengerti. Ya Baginda.
The Mongols have left useful cavalry equipment behind.
Apa syasananya Baginda? Ya, maju. Angkat senjata.
bows and arrowheads will be useful to us.
Apa syasananya baginda? Maju! Iya. Tapi... Yasaku angkat senjata. Maju! Iya.
Apa sasananya
Kediri has
baginda?
accepted our great Khan as its overlord. Now you must do the same.
Apa syasananya baginda? Aku pengerti.
This abandoned mine has a large cache of civilian tools.
Senjata. Tapi... Apa syasananya baginda? Iya baginda. Angkat senjata. Aku marwat. Maju. Yasaku ka baginda. Tapi apa syasananya baginda? Yasaku ka baginda. Ya. Tapi apa syasananya baginda?
The Mongols have run out of supplies and fear the coming monsoon rains, so they are retreating to China. Let us take what they leave behind.
With Kadiri conquered and the Mongols fleeing to China like cowards, it is time for the Mayapahit to become the one true Indonesian empire.
I heard the story of Arya Wiraraja many times when I was a child. Through the cunning of the Kenshin, he defeated both his Javanese overlords and the mighty Mongols. Now, Arya did not do this alone. I have always believed that the gods favored him and his descendants. That is why I, Gayamada, commander of the elite guard of the Mayapahit kings, have sworn to serve the royal family until my last breath. My long-standing fear that quarrels within the court would threaten its collapse has come to pass. Treacherous warriors draw their karambits at the palace gates as I speak. A nobleman called Rakrian Kuti has betrayed the king and now lays siege to the royal palace. Fortunately, his treachery has not spread throughout the empire. The Prime Minister, Ayatada, remains loyal, and we have joined our forces to free the king and crush the rebellion. Let us hope that there is still enough time to save our king.
Iya.
Our king is trapped at his palace in the city. Save him, Gaja!
Siap. Aku marwat. Yasaku ka baginda. Apa syasananya baginda?
The rebels have a strong grip on this city, but we can still
Swasti.
count on the support of the people. If we go to
Aku
them,
pengerti.
they will give us
Aku
what
akan
we need.
marwat. Iya. Aku
I'm here to
marwat.
save my king.
Aku akan marwat.
I'm glad to see you here to aid me in this difficult task, Gayamada.
Aku pemangun gedung. Yasaku ka baginda. Aku
I know you would come. Take me out of here before these rebels get their filthy hands on me.
Marabada. Dengan anugerahku
I
serupa
am safe now.
pintamamu.
I owe you my deepest gratitude, Gayamada.
We crushed the rebellion and executed the leaders. To celebrate our victory, the king threw a great festival, and the poets sang of his courage and ferocity in the face of danger. Nevertheless, I am beginning to doubt my king. He believes that he is untouchable and acts immorally, desiring the wives and daughters of his subordinates. Even his most loyal supporters have begun to hate him. Tribuana, the king's stepsister, has even told me that the king now shows a dubious interest in her. With such behavior, it is only a matter of time before something bad will happen to my king. As I feared, our king died this afternoon from an unknown illness. In his stead, Tribuana became Queen Regent. Her first act as queen was to retire the Prime Minister and give his position to me. Without hesitation, I swore an oath in front of everyone. I would not indulge in any pleasures until I had conquered the entire Indonesian archipelago for the glory of the Mayapahit.
I am sending colonists to the nearby islands. If you can protect them from our enemies, they can provide you with resources.
Apa syasananya, Baginda? Aku pemangun gedung.
Our villagers are setting up a colony on Bali.
Tidak, Baginda. Aku Marwan. Swasti.
Settlers have arrived in Sulawesi.
Iya,
Mayapahit people are trying to set up a colony in southern Borneo.
iya. Aku Marwan. Maju!
Our settlers have reached northern Borneo. You have defeated our armies, and we are ready to recognize your rule over
Jasa
Java.
kuka, Baginda.
You have defeated our armies, and we are ready to recognize your rule over Java.
Iya.
Over Sumatra for centuries until you arrived. Does your greed know no bounds?
Mayapahit people are trying to set up a colony in southern Borneo. The Mayapahit Empire is larger than ever before, thanks to Gayamada. Long live the Mayapahit Empire!
Even my closest friends doubted me, but I proved my worth. One by one, our mighty armies and majestic fleets conquered the surrounding islands. From Bali, the island of the gods, to the old ruins of the Srivijaya Empire, all now answer to the Mayapahit Empire, just as I said they would. Time is a cruel mistress as I grow older and older. The queen abdicated so that her son, Hayam Wurik, could take the throne. This does not affect my ambitions. My work is not complete as long as my oath is not fulfilled. Mayapahit's navy will go east, towards the small but rich tropical islands of the archipelago. They are as many as the stars in the sky, but they too will recognize my authority, and that of Mayapahit's rightful king, of course.
Islanders and their blasted gunpowder ships. I guess we will have to continue on foot now.
Apa syasananya, Baginda? Yasa kuka, Baginda. Aku marwat. Tapi, ya Baginda, angkat senjata. Aku pengerti. Ya Baginda. Maju. Tapi angkat senjata. Tapi maju. Aku marwat. Tapi aku pengerti. Aku marwat. Maju. Angkat senjata. Ya Baginda, aku pengerti. Maju. Aku marwat. Ya Baginda,
A village loyal to the Mayapahit. Here we can rebuild our fleet and bring the fight to the islanders.
Ya Baginda. Swasti.
These islands on themselves are too small to provide enough resources for our fleet. We will have to conquer many to get sufficient supplies. The first of 3 island nations has surrendered. The rest will soon follow. For Mayapahit! Enemies have submitted. Nobody can stand against our glorious navy. Our king has heard of our struggle against our enemies and has decided to send us more resources.
Never before has an empire controlled so much of Indonesia. The Mayapahit Empire is truly blessed, and its reputation spreads. Emissaries from China and India come to our capital, bearing gifts in recognition of our power. All that remains is to take the last remaining kingdom on the island of Java. The Sunda kingdom is a thorn in my side, and should not be allowed to exist any longer. My king maintains good relations with Sunda, but I am determined to be rid of them. My oath must be fulfilled. While I was watching the dancers in the royal gardens, a plan came to me that will ensure the downfall of the Sunda. An arranged marriage between my king and one of their princesses will cause the Sunda to lower their guard. I will then force them, under threat of destruction, to submit to my king's rule. It is a plot worthy of the cunning council. My king has ordered me to go to Gubat Square in our capital to welcome the princess and escort her and her family to our palace. For my plan to succeed, not even the king can know of the plot. The Sunda will protest, but with their whole royal family in our city, surrounded by my soldiers, they will have no choice but to submit.
Gayamada demands the subjugation of Sunda to the Mayapahit.
Yasaku ka, Baginda.
This is not what we agreed upon. We would rather die as free men than live under Mayapahit's chains.
The Sunda
Yeah.
have the audacity to defy us. We must find a way to break into the city and kill them.
Apa syasananya, Baginda?
We cannot risk demolishing our own capital, so we cannot use siege weapons. If we want to destroy buildings, we will have to rely on elephants.
Apa syasananya, Baginda? Aku Marwat.
There are more bandits on the path to the next village. Let my elephant and I help you clear the way. Our village is at your service.
Siap, aku
Gotcha.
Mamanu.
I am hearing some disturbing rumors. Since I trust you, I will not
Siap,
look further
aku
into
Mamanen. Iya, aku Mamanen.
Iya, aku Mamanu. Swasti, aku Mamanu.
We
Angkat
have destroyed a
senjata.
bandit encampment and found loot.
Aku Marwat. Aku pengerti. Aku Marwat.
Siap.
Our military camp can be of use to you. It is yours.
Tapi aku Marwat.
We have destroyed a bandit encampment
Iya,
and
Baginda.
found loot.
Aku Marwat. Aku pengerti. Aku Marwat. Iya. Aku Marwan.
We have destroyed abandoned encampment and
Aku
found loot.
pengerti. Angkat senjata. Ya, biasa buka baginda.
Thunder our guests. I will not tolerate
Baginda.
any harm being done to them. Cease your
Aku
activities now.
pengerti. Maju.
The king does not know what is best for Mayapahit. We support you, Gaja, but we must hurry.
Angkat senjata. Tapi maju. Tapi angkat senjata. Tapi biasa buka angkat senjata. Tapi apa syaksananya
Down
baginda?
with honor!
Iya, maju.
You can use our docks however you please, great Gayamada. They are yours.
Angkat senjata. Biasa buka baginda. Maju. Tapi angkat senjata. Tapi angkat senjata. Maju.
We have killed the Sunda princess. Gaja has completed his oath.
You had better come see me now, Gaja, lest you be declared an enemy of the state.
At first, all went according to my plan. My army surrounded the Sunda royal family, and I ordered them to surrender their weapons. I was convinced that they would comply. To my surprise, instead of surrendering, the Sunda drew their weapons and attacked my army, even though they were vastly outnumbered. I tried in vain to stop the fighting, but the Sunda were destroyed, and my blood crumbled in dust. My own king and his family, the family that I have spent my entire life serving, were disgusted by my actions. When the king summoned me, I could see the disappointment and loathing in his eyes. In tears, he told me that his bride-to-be had committed suicide, and that I had ruined the reputation of our empire. Many in the Mayapahit Empire wanted me dead, but because of my long years of service, the king spared my life. Instead, I was to resign and to withdraw to a small mansion in the countryside. Death would have been a less harsh punishment than having to live with this shame. And so, here I am, a lonely old man, once ambitious and young, now trapped in this secluded place. I realized that I was not clever like the council, but rather greedy and blind, like the animals that it misleads. The assassination of the first king, the removal of the prime minister, all of the schemes that I planned and conspired. I let nothing come in the way of my ambitions. And now, I pay the price.